welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Jake Letizia, and this is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. How's it going? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay, man. This podcast arm keeps squeaking. This fucking mic arm keeps squeaking. I hope you don't hear it on mic, but maybe you do, and if you do, I apologize. I'm a little out of sorts. I'm a little out of it. I don't really know what's going on for the past week, I guess. It's felt like a couple of weeks, but it's only been one solid week, and it's because I haven't been living in the world. I've been inside of a simulation, dude. My whole life, the past fucking week, has been sword and shield and fighting dragons and going into caves and being like, oh shit, that's fucking sick, dude. This world is beautiful. It's been me double jumping with my horse up the sides of mountains. It's been me fighting weird creatures that terrify me and going, oh no, 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 fuck. It's been me going, no, oh, come on. All right, I don't get it. I don't get this. I don't understand. How am I supposed to block that? How am I supposed to fucking block that? Fuck this game. And then seconds later, minutes later, it's me going, yes, dude, yes. Fuck this guy. I just fucked that guy up. Dude, I love this game. This is the best game I ever played in my life. That's been my life, dude. Going into caves, getting poisoned, getting a turtle shell shield. That's been my life, dude, because I've been playing Elden Ring. I've been inside of the simulation called Elden Ring. And I've literally just every time I'm talking to my roommate, I'll stop the conversation very quickly and abruptly. And I'll be like, all right, man, time to get back in. Because it is a simulation. We're there already. I've sunk in so many fucking hours into this game and it just came out. I've clocked in about 70 hours in this video game and I got a full-time job, bro. And that's not a brag. That's a humble sad, dude. It's not a humble brag. That's a fucking full-on sad. I don't like the fact that I put that many hours into this game so quickly, but I don't really have a choice in the matter, dude. Does an alcoholic have a choice in whether or not he drinks a full bottle of vodka a day? No, dude. It just happens. Somebody online was like, dude, Elden Ring just came out. I already put 16 hours into it. What the fuck? What the fuck am I doing? And I'm like, damn, dude, this is what it's like when a casual drinker starts talking to an alcoholic. This is what it's like when you're at the bar and you're like, I gotta stop drinking, man. I think I got a problem. And some dude who's been drinking there all day and night with a steady buzz is looking at you like, oh yeah, man, how much do you drink? And he's like, dude, well, I just had 8 beers the past 2 nights. And then he's like, well, what do you do the rest of the week? Do you drink the rest of the week? And the guy's like, no, not at all. But I drink like 20 beers over the weekend. And this motherfucker who drinks 20 beers an afternoon is like, hey, man, shut the fuck up. Hey, man, I'm out here with a disability, dude, an illness. You got to shut the fuck up. I'm Elden Brains, dude. I can't stop playing the game. I can't. I can't because I've said this on the podcast before. Video games are better than life. They are, dude. They just are. It's a fact. This game is fun. This game is so fun. I full on have not hung out with people. I had plans with people that I've completely forgotten. And then when I was reminded about them, I was like, listen, man, you should have picked a different week. In fact, I was out with 2 people. A couple days after this game came out, I was out at the bar having drinks with them, and I had played the game all fucking day, and I looked at my 2 friends, I was like, man, I really like you guys. I really like you guys, because I canceled on a lot of other people to play this game, but you 2, I came out. That's friendship. If an alcoholic can stop drinking for an hour just to talk to you, you're a good friend. He likes you a lot. It's good, man. It's good. It's just a great game. Dude, video games are better than life. I've never had more proof than it right now. So Ukraine, that's a thing. You know it. You know it. I don't need to tell you. Russia is invading Ukraine. It's pretty much a war. It's crazy. But even in Ukraine right now, I saw somebody tweeting, shit's crazy in the UK. Or someone said people in the UK be like, I forget what the exact tweet was, but it was somebody in Ukraine tweeting about how he's loading up Elden Ring. Which proves my point perfectly. Because yes, dude, that's what you do, bro. When you're surrounded by war, when there's literally fucking alarms going off because there's bombs being brought down around you, you go into Elden Ring and you tune the world out because the video game is better than life, dude. It is. And a lot of us have warmed up to that already. A lot of us understand that already because we play them too much. But a lot of other people are like, what are you talking about, bro? Get a life. Get a life, dude? I have one. Inside the realm. You know? When climate change devastates the earth enough where we can't breathe that well, we'll have gas masks on and through the gas mask we'll channel Elden Ring and that's all we'll see and that's all we'll play, and the fucked up world around us we will not experience anymore because we're already there. It's not even VR, bro. People talk about VR like that's the only way you can jack in, dude. I can stare at a monitor and be transported. I have a good imagination. Okay? Maybe you need VR if you're one of those people who doesn't you're one of the 20% of people who doesn't have an inner monologue. If you don't have an inner monologue, if you're NPC brained, then you need a fucking VR headset to be like, damn, am I somewhere else? But if you're just staring at a screen, and moving a controller in a world that is fully realized by hundreds of people, you're there, dude. You don't need a headset. You get transported. When I'm fighting a giant 3 stories high and I'm hitting his heels, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm there. If all I'm thinking about is I got to hit this guy's fucking heels so that he falls down and I can vicious blow him and I hope nothing else happens around me. If I'm so engaged with it that someone literally talking to me right to my face, that when my roommate is talking right to my face while I'm playing, I don't register a single word he says. If I am that in the game, then I'm there. Okay? You don't need to be jacked into the Matrix, dude. The Matrix exists, and people have options. But Elden Ring is good, man. It's a great game. Is it the best Souls game? Could be one of the best. Could be the best. I don't know. I'm not sure. Haven't beaten it yet. I want to reserve judgment until I've beaten the game. For me, I think I'm a Sekiro man. And just recently, too. I just played the fuck out of Sekiro right before Elden Ring came out. Like a month before. Or a couple weeks before. I hated Sekiro when I got it for PS4. I hated it. I was not good at it. Then my friend started playing it when he got his PS5, and then I was like, I still have the game, I'll play it. I saw that it was in 60 frames a second instead of 30 frames. And I'm going to be honest, I started fucking getting good, dude. I started getting good quick because when you have 60 frames, you can parry way better than if you have 30. And I know some people are like, you got to get good regardless of the frame rate. Sure, man. I played Ghost of Tsushima on the 3rd fucking island. When you're doing standoffs, you got a whole triangle and then let go when they're about to attack you. On PS4, I was getting fucked up 100% of the time. I could not complete a single standoff in that 3rd island. As soon as I got it for PS5 and it was 60 frames, I literally didn't lose a single fucking showdown. I didn't lose a single standoff. Because the controller was registering the correct timing. There was no delay I had to account for. Anyway, why am I talking about frame rates? It's a great game. It's a confusing game, but they all are. People keep talking about Elden Ring like it's confusing. They keep talking about it being confusing in a way that Souls game, like Souls games usually aren't. But I guess it is different because the game is so big that the ambiguous nature of a Souls game becomes much more ambiguous. It becomes much more incoherent when there is a giant world to explore in, because there's way more places to go and way more things to see, and so it's harder to find the direct thing to go to. In a smaller Souls game, there's a couple avenues you can go down, but for the most part, you can. Even if you kill everything in the game, it's a fraction of what's in this game. So even if you don't know what you're doing, if you just bash your head in a Souls game until you kill every boss, you beat it. In this game, if you bash your head and until you kill every single boss, you'll be playing for 13 years. You know what I'm saying? That's an exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying. So there's certain things in this game that try and make you know where to go. But even those, you can't trust it. If you're playing Elden Ring, you gotta follow the jizz on your map. You'll see at the bonfires, they're called points of grace, which took me fucking 60 hours to start calling it that. Literally took me 60 hours of playing this game to finally say to my friend, oh, a point of grace is there. Touch grace. Literally, if the phrase touch grace wasn't so close to touch grass, I don't think anyone would say grace instead of bonfire. I don't think so. It's become very funny to say, yo, about to touch Grace right now, dude. I got to touch that Grace. Dude, I got to touch my girl Grace. It's so fun to say that I remembered what they call them in the new one. And also, do we need... I don't know. This game's called Elden Ring, but it is Dark Souls 4. Like, that's what it is. I think Miyazaki even said, like, oh, this is the continuation of Dark Souls specifically. It's like, bro... But I guess that's a very Souls-like thing to do, is to be like, yeah, this is the next iteration of that, and have it be super similar to the point where, like, the same enemies are in this game that are in Dark Souls. There are basilisks in this enemy, just like there are in every Dark Souls, but for some reason, it's not Dark Souls, it's Elden Ring. There are bonfires in this game, but for some reason, they're points of grace. There are souls in this game, but for some reason, they're runes. It is what it is, man. This is how these games go. But it is funny because runes, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say runes. I didn't say blood echoes for Bloodborne. I didn't say... Well, I guess there are no souls in Sekiro. It's money and XP. So I guess I did say XP for Sekiro. It's very interesting that... I guess the money is the souls in Sekiro. But it operates very differently. Also, great game mechanic to just have one currency for everything. For leveling up, for buying everything. Everything is souls. It's fucking good. And also, you can just farm as many as you want. As long as you work hard, you can become a rich man. That's the policy of fucking the Souls games. But anyway, there's this jizz. I forget what they call it, but it's this stream that shoots out of certain points of grace, and I call it the jizz because it looks like jizz. If you look at the map, it looks like the gold is coming. It looks like golden comes spurting out of a little fucking hole. That's what it looks like. And at first I was like, oh, follow the jizz. And I did follow the jizz to the first boss, and that boss fucked me up, and then I leveled up a bunch, and then I went back and killed him by the skin of my teeth. And then I followed that jizz into the castle, and then in the castle there was a boss, but I felt like I wasn't ready for him. So then I explored the south, and I found another jizz. And I followed that jizz all the way to the end of the south, fought a boss there. So I'm thinking this jizz points to all the bosses you need to fight. And I'm thinking the jizz shows up in the order of where you gotta go. But then I start seeing a jizz on the right side of the map, which is this red part of the map called Caelid, which just is Bloodborne. It is Bloodborne in a Dark Souls world. And I'm going through there thinking, oh, this is probably where I need to be. I don't think I need to be. This is definitely where I need to go. And I go all the way deep over there, and I go towards where I think the jizz is taking me, and then I fight this boss who fucks me up beyond comprehension, and then I go, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. The Souls games, and this game in particular, is a lot of hitting an enemy and then going, and then not doing any damage and going, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. So if you're lost, if you're playing Elden Ring now and you're totally lost, you've never played a Souls game before, just go up, if you're in a new area, go up to an enemy and hit him, and if you only see a sliver of his health bar go down, you got to say out loud, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be here," and get on your horse and run the fuck away. At least there's a horse to get the fuck away quickly, because in the other Souls games, you just walk into a dungeon that you're not supposed to be in, and you go, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be here," and you'd run 3 steps, and a sword would slice you in half. And then you'd be like, how the fuck am I supposed to get away from that guy? And the answer is, you're not. You got to dodge and kill that guy, but later in the game, so now you just got to lose your souls. It's been fun, though, because I have a friend this is his first Souls game, and so it's fun to hear him listen to me play and other friends play who've played them before. Like, I told him, like, I was playing, and I was like, fuck. Fuck. And he was like, what's up? I was like, I just lost 20,000 souls. Which is not that bad. That's the thing about these games is if you play through one of them, you understand that you're going to lose. There's going to be times when you lose 50,000 souls. You're going to lose souls. It's going to happen. I heard somebody else, a gaming journalist, be like, I have a hard time with Souls games because I don't want to lose anything. I get my XP and I want to keep it. And I'm like, you're thinking about it the wrong way. You got to be thinking there's always more souls. That's the way to get through one of those games. There's always more souls. And also the game is generous enough where like you might lose 40,000, but then you'll beat a mini boss and I'll give you 60,000. And you're like, all right, well, who gives a fuck? Or you'll kill a mini boss, I'll give you 30,000. You're like, all right, I lost 40, but I only need to make 10,000 more. And I know enemies over here. I know 5 enemies over here who each give me 2,000. It's not that bad. But I said to him, I lost 20,000 souls. And he was like, damn, dude, that fucking sucks. And I was like, it is what it is, man. There's always more souls. And he's like, damn, dude, that's a good attitude. I was like, bro, that's the only attitude. You want to beat this game? Because that's the only attitude. Some people say weird shit. There are certain people who are like, are you going to... There was somebody who's like, are you going to make a notebook out of this game? I've been hearing people say that. Oh, yeah, I have a diary for Elden Ring. I've been keeping a diary. I've been writing shit down. And my friend put it best where he was like, I'm not doing that. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that either. He goes, yeah, why would I want to do homework when I'm playing a video game? That's a good point. Why would you give yourself homework? Also, to me, when somebody's like, yeah, I have my own guidebook I'm writing for the game, I'm like, oh, you're trying to not beat this game. You're trying to have like a whole other side project that inevitably makes it so that you never beat this game. The game is already overwhelming. If you're bringing on the undertaking of writing a full scope guide about it, there's no way you're ever going to beat it. You're overwhelming yourself to a degree where not only do you have to beat a 70-hour game or a fucking 200-hour game or whatever the fuck, but you also have to write a fucking 200-page strategy guide? No, dude. Why would you do that to yourself? That's fucking crazy talk. And for who? For this one game? No one's going to read your guidebook. Also, the internet exists, bro. What are you talking about? If you wait a week, okay? Already you go online. Everything you want to know, everything that you have an inkling or a question about, you can find it on YouTube at this point. The internet exists, bro. You don't need to fucking put pen to paper when you're trying to figure something out in Elden Ring. Reddit is a thing, bro. There are other people out there playing it more than you. No matter how much you think you're playing it and finding out things, there's always somebody else deeper in than you. And they can give you the information. Also, it's like simple shit. Like people who write guidebooks are like they're writing the equivalent of a video that's like 10 things you really should know before you play Dark Souls. And then number 10 is like hold L1 to block. They don't tell you this, but if you use a sword, it'll damage opponents. Smithing stones, something you might not know about. See, that's one that'll be like 5 or 6, and you'd be like, I guess some people might not know that if you're new to the Souls games. I can't imagine this being. A lot of people are saying that this is the most approachable, and I guess my friend this is his first one. I guess it's just because he likes open world games. I guess this game is getting the open world brain market. It's surprising me. A lot of people who like Breath of the Wild are playing the fuck out of this game. I guess I didn't play Breath of the Wild, but I keep comparing this game to Skyrim. I haven't felt this way about an RPG since Skyrim. So it's really a fucking nostalgia trip playing this because it's taking me back to when I was in high school playing Skyrim. Damn, dude, when I was in high school, I need to stop playing video games. It's taking me back to 10 fucking years ago. Taking me back to fucking probably 12 years ago when I was doing the same exact thing, wasting my life in a virtual world. Hell yeah, dude. That's it. That's the future, bro. It's over. We're in the simulation. I've been in the simulation for 10 years, apparently. Didn't even know till just now. That's the thing, bro. I've started to do that. I've started to put, like, add things up, and it gets sad quick. Like, I'll tell people what I'm eating, and they're like, damn, dude, that's fucking dope. That sounds so good. And it is good, and the food I eat is delicious. But at the same time, when I start counting out or recalling what I ate throughout 1 week, I start to be like, damn, dude, I will die of a heart attack at 33. Right? When I'm in the middle of the week and my heart is kind of fluttering a little bit and I haven't seen a doctor in a while, I start to get a little concerned. I start to be like, hey, maybe maybe I should think about what I'm eating, and if it sounds upsetting, I should change my diet. And then I thought to myself, I was like, what did I eat this week? As soon as my chest was like, oh, what the fuck? As soon as my chest was like, maybe we're going to stop right now. Or at least that's what I thought was happening. I don't know. I don't know what a heart flutter is. I don't know if that's normal, a heart murmur. I don't know what the fuck happened. But my chest felt strange, and I was like, oh no, is this a heart attack? But then I just breathed and it was fine, so maybe it's just in my head. Maybe it was a little panic attack. Who the fuck knows? But all I know is when that happened, when my heart decided to make me question my own existence, I started going like, what did I eat this week? And I started rattling it off. I had a chopped cheese, then I had McDonald's, then I had Chick-fil-A, then I had Taco Bell. That's 4 nights, dude. 4 nights. If I was eating 2 meals a day, I would be dead at this point. Because you better believe that if I'm eating twice a day, the first meal's not much better. It's just going to be 2 fucking delicious sounding, terrible for your health meals. Because I don't have good self-control when it comes to food. I don't. Tonight, I was like, I'm going to eat something healthy. And then I saw that McDonald's was available to get delivery from, and that's what I bought immediately. Not even thinking. I was like, yo, I'm seeing Batman tonight. I should get something fucked up and delicious. Which it doesn't make any sense, dude. What does that mean? I'm seeing Batman tonight. I can have a cheeseburger. What the fuck does that mean? Does Batman like Big Macs? I don't even understand the logic that I use to justify my life. Nah, yeah, dude, I'm seeing Batman. It's 3 hours long. I'm going to come out of it at like 3 in the morning. Right now it's 5:30. I should probably get a double quarter pounder with cheese and fries. With a Coke, too. Yeah, I'll drink a Coke. Fuck it. And I'll drink a Monster. Maybe I'll have 2 What? And in my brain, it makes sense. In my brain, I'm like, yeah, dude, you're seeing Batman. What the fuck does that have to do with eating poorly? If anything, Batman probably eats sick, dude. Batman's probably fucking having salads all day, dude. Batman is permanently going through ketosis. Batman takes his fucking diet advice from the JRE, bro. You know that Robert Pattinson's Batman is listening to JRE all day, and he tells no one about it. How do you think that he's fucking up so many criminals, bro? He's listening to JRE with headphones in, and every time someone asks what he's doing, he's saying he's research. That's what he says. Master Bruce, what are you doing? Andy Serkis like, Master Bruce, you always have those headphones in. What are you doing? And he goes, research. cut to, I'm vengeance. Fuck! And he's just beating the fuck out of people, breaking people's necks. Every time he breaks somebody's neck, he thinks about the fucking elk he's going to eat later. Bro, Robert Pattinson Batman eats elk and hangs out with JRE. He does. It's a fact. Ask Rogan, dude. It's a fact. Ask Matt Reeves. That's canon. I heard Joe Rogan shows up in the movie, bro. He's one of Penguin's henchmen. I swear to God. He usually doesn't do movies, but he was like, yo, Batman looks so tight, and I'm best friends with Robert Pattinson, and I just gave him elk last week. I'm going. If I had the Joe Rogan podcast, I would be trying to get Robert Pattinson on right when the Batman is coming out. Because he would go on, too. He'd have to go on. If you reached out, he'd have to go on. Your platform is that big. And there are many people who listen. I mean, I'm somebody who listens to fucking... I haven't listened in a minute. I was more of a YouTube brain JRE listener. But now that's kind of gone. Spotify, I don't like the player. But I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. It would be funny as fuck to hear Robert Pattinson talk to Joe Rogan about the mixed martial arts training he did for the Batman. And whether or not he actually hung upside down to be method for the role. Because he'd ask that. He'd ask that. You know that Joe Rogan would ask that, and they would also talk about gorillas versus bats. He'd be like, it's weird that there's not a gorilla superhero. It's weird that there's no superhero. It's weird that Batman chose bats when gorillas are more tenacious, and if he channeled the force and ferocity of a gorilla, he'd probably beat up more criminals. Anyway, that's the end of the first part. I'll see you guys in a sec. What's up? I'm back. But yeah, man, if you're playing Elden Ring, trust the jizz, but don't trust the jizz. Follow the jizz, but then sometimes don't follow the jizz. And get those God seeds, bro. They're not called God seeds. They're called golden seeds. But I always fucking forget, and I call them God seeds. And to be fair, God seed sounds better, bro. And I don't know what the I think it's called guiding light, but jizz is better. Follow the jizz, but also don't follow it. Trust the jizz, but also don't trust the jizz. Get those God seeds and fucking get the salty tears. The salted tears are good, dude. They'll strengthen your flask. They're called crimson tears? See, now I don't even know what they're called. Is it called salted tear? I don't know. Get those salty ass tears, slurp them down, and you'll get your health back. You'll get more health back than you did before because extra salt makes it more potent, and that makes it so that you get more health. You know what I'm saying, bro. Get the God seeds, follow the jizz, and come all over every boss until you beat the game. Okay? Jizz is an interesting mechanic because, and it's also interesting to have jizz be good and then sometimes jizz be bad. Sometimes you trust the jizz and it's a great time and you go the right way and you fight the right boss, but sometimes you follow the jizz and it leads you to a false nut, bro. And everyone's had one. Everyone's had a false nut where you're like, damn, dude, I should not have nutted right there. I should not have nutted to that. I feel weird and bad now, and like I shouldn't, like I should just fucking drink a milkshake and go to sleep. Sometimes you nut at something so false that you're like, I shouldn't go out tonight. Because people will see me and they'll just know. They'll know, dude. They'll know, dude. They'll be like, really, dude? A cartoon? You're like, oh, fuck. An animation made just by some dude? What? No, that wasn't me, bro. You're sensing wrong, dude. I did not false nut like that. Really? A Grinch porn parody, bro? That's what you fucking nutted to? No, dude. No. Damn, I didn't know. Okay, all right, man. I didn't know you liked Tris Marigold that much, bro. I didn't do that, dude. Sometimes, so that happens, man. Sometimes you nut to Tris Marigold, and you're like, what am I doing? Sometimes you're on the internet, and you see a movie that's based on a game you play, and you're like, well, that is a porn star that I like playing the character, and next thing you know, you're like, why did I do that? Oh, fuck. That's funny. That's a funny thing to do, is when you're watching porn, a porn parody, and you start. I don't know if people do this. I do this all the time. I'll be watching a porn parody, and I'll literally say out loud, I'll be like, the casting's all wrong. Casting's all wrong, dude. I got a couple names in my head right now that I would have picked before this. She doesn't have the right vibe, dude. She might look kind of like her, but she doesn't have the right vibe, bro. The problem is these porn directors they're not putting the time in, dude. They're not playing these games enough, dude. They don't get the essence. Damn, dude. Ronald Cock does not understand what Catwoman is really like. He doesn't get the character, bro. Ronald Cock doesn't understand that what Catwoman, she's not just a bandit, but she means well. And I don't see that translating through this porn star in this sex scene. She's sexy, but she's intimate, bro. It's not coming across, dude. Ronald Cock, you got to recast, bro. I can't believe a guy with your name, with that stature, wouldn't understand how to cast Catwoman correctly. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Play Elden Ring, dude. It's good. Damn, imagine being in the Ukraine and just being like, yeah, I'm playing Elden Ring right now. Video games are better than life. It is what it is. I also saw another interesting comment. I was watching ASMR, and somebody commented, was like, thank you so much for these videos. Like, there are constant sirens going off and shelling happening around us, and it's very frightening, but these videos keep me sane, and they keep me calm in a very unstable time. And it was somebody saying that they were from the Ukraine, which I thought two things. I thought, wow, that's very interesting. This woman is just making content. She's just making shit that she likes to make, that she feels relaxes people. And apparently it's helping someone in a very dire situation. I'm thinking that, and I'm also thinking there's no way this person's from the Ukraine. Every time I read the comments, but they might be. And that's the thing. I assume that it's the truth. But you read a lot of YouTube comments where people are like, I actually am a black person, and I'm not offended by this. And you're like, how am I supposed to know if that's true? Or whatever it is. I'm a woman, and I actually am not offended at all. Or as this person, I can say this. It's like, it's anonymous, bro. The whole thing, all of the internet is made up for all we know. How am I supposed to fucking take you at face value? How am I supposed to take you at text value? Because it's not face value, because I don't see your face. How can I believe you just based on words? I don't know if you live in the Ukraine, but if he does, that's very interesting. And that's true. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, because other people were, I was even thinking this a little bit. I was like, I don't know. When crazy things happen in the world, a lot of people are like, you need to like stop what you're doing and acknowledge it and do something about it. But sometimes, I don't know, I think people can help in their own way. Like there are some people, some kids in the Ukraine right now, scared shitless, and they like watching Penguin Z0 play Elden Ring. Like, that's making them happy, probably. That's making them feel okay for the night. And if that's his contribution to helping people, that's enough. I don't know. I think that's a good thing. Maybe you can do more. You should do what you can, right? But also, if you don't do anything, I don't know. I wasn't even going to talk about any of this. I don't know. It just seems strange to me. When people bring up, sometimes you're just like, what is this? We all know something fucked up in the world is happening right now. What's it help that you're bringing it up? Also, I don't believe that you care about it that much. I don't believe you care about it that much. I just don't. The people who shout, I don't know. Maybe I've just seen a lot of I'm sure there are people who care and who are doing good things, but there are a lot of people just out there saying things, and you're like, what is the point of saying this? But that's with everything. That's with everything now. Any big thing that happens, any serious thing that happens, there's a bunch of loud voices that you just got to go, shut the fuck up, too. A lot of people rooting on World War III. I don't know. It's very strange. I don't know. Sometimes the way people talk, you're like, I think you want the world to end. Sometimes the World War III memes get so hard that you're like, I think maybe you want the nukes to drop. I think maybe I do think people feel safe in knowing when the world will end. People, I think, do, because literally every generation has thought that their generation was going to be the one that saw the world the last. There's some amount of people who always are like, I'm going to be there for the end. I've talked about this shit before. But you probably aren't. That's the thing. You probably aren't. And I've said this before. The end is going to be a slow burn. It's not going to be all at once. It's not going to be one event where you're like, well, I guess the world's over now. There's not going to be one moment where we're all eviscerated. I mean, maybe. But still, there's going to be some guy under a rock in an igloo somewhere who is like, oh, fuck, what happened? There'll always be a guy after the event who's like, oh, fuck, what happened, bro? You ever see I Am Legend? There's always one dude. And if there's one dude, there's more than one. That's what we should learn from I Am Legend, the Will Smith vehicle. Is he going to get an Oscar? I hope he gets one, dude. It's his time, bro. He's been putting his life on the line, bro. He's been putting his soul on the line for so many years to get that Oscar. Just give it to him. It's very much like Leo at this point. Although I don't know. Will Smith's a good actor. I was about to say, I don't know if Leo might be a better actor than Will Smith, but I don't think that's true. Fuck that. Fuck that, dude. Will Smith is such a good, and Leo's a great actor too, but Will Smith is a great actor. And if anybody disagrees, you got to prove it to me, because I don't agree. Will Smith, dude, when I was a child, I liked Wild Wild West, and it was solely based off the charm of Will Smith. Will Smith and Robin Williams have an ability to charm you into liking the worst fucking movie of all time, bro. I loved Flubber as a child. If I watched it now, I would still like it, even though it's bad. Hook is hated by the majority of people who were adults when it came out. I still love that movie to this day. I watched that movie at work the other day, and it was incredible. And no one will ever tell me it's a bad movie. No one will ever convince me it's not that good. That's how good and charming and awesome Robin Williams is. Same thing, iRobot. Not a lot of people have this ability to make a movie that is not good be fucking amazing forever. iRobot. I watched scenes from that movie. I watched a scene where he's like, I did not murder him. I did not murder him. And then he hits the table and he breaks it. If you haven't seen iRobot, it's about a robot named Sonny who kills his creator. Or he's a suspect in the murder of his creator. And then Will Smith is this dude who fucking doesn't trust robots and hates robots. He's racist against robots. And him and Sonny go back and forth in this interrogation scene where he's interviewing him about the death of his creator. And he keeps saying, why'd you murder him? Why'd you murder him? And robots aren't supposed to feel emotion, but this robot starts getting heated. And he starts going, I did not murder him. And Will Smith's like, well, da-da-da-da-da-da. He keeps doing quips at him, being like nonchalantly going like, nonchalantly without saying the word fuck because it's PG-13. He's saying fuck you. Will Smith is very good at throwing sentences out that are fuck you, but he's not saying fuck you. He's like, I don't really understand it. Why would a robot? But you're just a tin can, so who gives a fuck? Doesn't say fuck, though. He's like, you're just a tin can, so whatever, dude. I mean, I feel pretty bad if my can opener started having emotions. He starts saying wild shit like that, and this robot just keeps going, I did not murder him. I did not murder him. Till he slams the table. And then Will Smith's like, that one's, see that? That one's called anger. And me reciting the scene poorly. To be fair, I'm reciting it very poorly. But me reciting that scene, I'm thinking about it. And I'm hearing myself talk about it, and it sounds like the dumbest fucking scene of all time and the dumbest movie of all time, and yet it's amazing. And the CGI is awful and doesn't hold up, and yet if you threw that movie on, I would be enthralled for 2 hours or an hour and 45, however long it is. I think it's probably like an hour 50. That'd be my guess. Shia LaBeouf comes out. It's like, yo, can I borrow you a car? I got a date with this fine-ass Lou Yummy. And you're like, what does that mean, dude? That's not real slang. That's fucking weird future talk, bro. That's weird fucking future talk, bro. It's just like, it's good, bro. I think I've talked about this too. Damn, I'm hitting a wall on topics, bro. It always comes back to iRobot and Hook. Those two movies are incredible. But Will Smith better get an Oscar. I didn't even see King Richard, but I'm sure he's fun. I saw the trailer. I'm like, this is the most Will Smith going for an Oscar I've ever seen. You can tell when he's going for an Oscar. He tears up and he does this face. That's the Will Smith Oscar face. Okay, he did it when he was getting it when he got a job in Pursuit of Happiness. He did it when he was zapping himself, and he did it when he was making fun of Woody Harrelson for being blind over the phone in 7 Pounds. Weird fucking movie, dude. That movie has a scene where he's just calling up Woody Harrelson and he's talking about how fucking dumb he is for being blind, and then he hangs up, and Woody Harrelson's like, "What the fuck was that?" And then you just see a scene of Will Smith like crying and hating himself. Isn't that movie? I forget, so I could be wrong. But my recollection of that movie is that it's about a dude who is going to kill himself, but he wants to do something good with his life. So he's going to kill himself and give and donate all of his organs to people who need them so that they can improve their lives. But not only is he going to do that, but he's going to keep calling people up. He's going to make sure that people feel bad about their disabilities so that when he then heals them, they can appreciate how much of a gift it is. I'm pretty sure that's what that fucking movie's about. I'm pretty fucking sure. I'm like 90% sure that is exactly what that movie's about. What a weird... Why not just give them the shit, bro? Why do you have to fucking upset them first? No, I really want you to fucking... You know that Will Smith read that script and was like, this is so fucked up and crazy, I'm going to get an Oscar. I'm going to commit real hard to this bizarro film. But again, damn, I'm realizing Robin Williams and Will Smith are the same guy. Robin Williams did the same thing. He was in a lot of weird fucking movies. I would say his weirder movies paid off more, though, than Will Smith's. I'm trying to think of weird movies with Will Smith that have paid off. I can't really think of many. I guess Robin Williams was in Toy World. I didn't even see that, but I heard it was not good. But who knows? I heard Hook was not good, and I love that movie to death. One Hour Photo, though, that's a wild swing, and it paid off. Hancock? That's not that wild of a swing, but... Hancock was so close to being good, bro, until they became gods, and that fucking sucked. Charlize Theron should have if she should have just been another superhero. Why'd they have to be gods? And the closer they are, the more their powers don't work, even though their powers work very effectively for one scene where they fight. But then all of a sudden, it's like the longer we are together, the more our powers don't. What is this fucking bullshit? I don't understand it. It's a bunch of fucking nonsense, dude. But he should get the Oscar. He should get the Oscar. That's all I'm saying. If he doesn't get it, I'll be fucking pissed. But I mean, that's it. I don't really have much to. I'm Elden Ring brain, bro. Nothing has gone on this week. Literally a person. Oh man, what are you gonna do? Literally, people. Literally, someone was basically texting me like, "Hey, do you want to fuck this weekend?" And I, without even hesitation, was like, "I gotta play this video game." Without even thinking about it, without even a conscious thought in my brain, I was like, I need to play this video game. And even now, I'm like, that's why it took it so long to do this podcast this week. That's why this podcast is coming out late. Is because every day after work, I was like, I only have a limited amount of hours, and they need to be spent and wasted on this game. I guess all I could say is kudos to Miyazaki for making such a fucking beautiful game, dude. Hell yeah. It's so funny. He did that. He did an interview in the New York Post, and I literally, because everyone was talking about how George R.R. Martin was a huge part of making this game, or he wrote this game, and then you start playing the game, and you're like, I don't think he wrote much of this at all. And me and my friends were speculating, like, how much of this do you think he really wrote? And I was like, I think that he probably talked about ideas with George R.R. Martin, and that's it. I think he probably became friends with him, and they just discussed things while he was working on the game. And so he was like, I'll give you some cred. And then basically in the New York Post article, it was talking about how he was in New Mexico or something, and they befriended one another, and they were hanging out a lot while he was making the game. And I was like, damn, in real time, I was very correct. Because you play this game and you're like, oh, it's one of those games. They're talking about fingers nonstop and it doesn't make any sense. And there's a woman who is a maiden, even though she's basically the doll from Bloodborne. And she's disappearing and reappearing. And someone's like, you got to burn this to cinders so that you can become the Lord of the Elden. And you're like, all right, dude, okay. Once you hear Lord become the Lord for the 70th time in this game, you're like, yeah, Miyazaki wrote this. Anyway, enough about Elden Ring, bro. Talked about it way too much already. I saw this woman. Why did I even talk about Will Smith? I don't even understand how I got on that topic of Will Smith. He should wink for King Richard, though. He really should. But I saw today, literally while I was at work, I just randomly saw, you know those random ads you see on the side of articles that you're reading? You're reading like a normal article, and there's a bunch of bullshit ads on the side. And they're literally just like clickbait pages where it's like, come see the woman Jennifer Aniston is now dead, or 10 celebrities you didn't know were gay, and it's like a picture of Jennifer Aniston kissing somebody, and then you click it, and then you're clicking through, and every page is an ad, and then literally the Jennifer Aniston isn't even part of the article. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. I saw one of those, and it was like, giraffe woman finally reveals her neck. Which I'm a sucker for whatever woman finally reveals blah blah. I clicked on when I saw Jessica Rabbit woman who changed herself to Jessica Rabbit finally reveals what she looks like. Anybody who wildly changes their body to look like something they shouldn't, I'm clicking on it immediately. And this woman, I click on it and literally it's a woman with like rings around her neck, and she's dressed like a giraffe, and there's a picture of a giraffe above her, and it was like, giraffe woman set a goal for herself to have a long neck like a giraffe 5 years ago. And I'm like, why is this article acting like this is a thing we all knew? Did anyone else know that? I didn't know that. I did not know there was a woman in the world trying to become a giraffe. I didn't know that. When I watched Step Brothers and their dad was like, when I was a kid, I wanted to become a dinosaur, I laughed out loud. I agreed with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly that that's a ridiculous thing to want to be when you grow up. I didn't know that nowadays somebody legit is like, no, that's my dream, and people are going to write articles about it. Anyway, she was doing the thing. You know how there's a lot of things that like certain tribes in different places of the world, either back in the day or currently, they do certain things to modify their body. And one of them is like, I don't know what tribes were doing it, but they're showing pictures of it where people wear like brass rings or something around their neck very tightly, and then over time it stretches out their neck so they can have a longer neck. For whatever reason. In the culture, it's more sexy or it's more dignified, whatever. Okay? It's usually better reasons in the culture. It shows you have more power. It shows you're dignified. It shows that you're smart. It's a form of status. This woman was just like, I just want to be a giraffe. It'll give me the status of strange. And I want it. It'll give me the status where I stick out, you know? And that's a huge motivation for an American person. Is I just want to do this thing so that everyone goes, you're that thing, right? And you go, yeah. And you're like, all right, cool. I saw you on Instagram. That's a big motivation for a lot of people. So she finally revealed her neck, and I got to the point where I was clicking through the article, and I was like 15 pages in. I still didn't see her neck because they were never going to show her neck. They're just trying to get ad money, but I click on it anyway. But this is the one time where it's like, fuck it. And I just looked up on Instagram. I just looked up on Google. I was like, giraffe woman shows her neck. And she showed her neck, and literally it has not grown at all in 5 years. And people were acting like the articles were written in a way where it was like she was shocked or like she gave up on it. There were headlines being like, she's finally given up on becoming a giraffe. Giraffe woman finally gives up on namesake. But I looked at it and I was like, I was annoyed. First of all, I'm already annoyed because I'm like, why is this even an article? Why, when somebody says I'm trying to look like a giraffe, I understand why we all give attention to it because I just clicked on this article. That's why you write articles about that, because people are dumb. I'm one of them, and we'll click on it. But we should have better sense to go, people are stupid, but they don't need to see this. But I was annoyed at that, but I was also more annoyed at the fact that, like, these articles were acting like it's surprising that her neck didn't get any longer. But if you look at the fucking photos of her with the brass rings around her neck, I keep saying brass. I don't know if they're brass. But with the metal rings around her neck, they weren't tight at all, dude. In these other photos with the women whose necks actually get long, they're tight as shit, dude. They're literally squeezing the fucking life out of you so that you stretch it. When people wear gauges, they get gradually longer and longer gauges to make their fucking earlobe giant. You don't start out with a giant gauge. You fucking work your way up to it. She wore the same amount of brass rings, not tightly, very loosely around her neck for 5 years. Your neck's not going to grow, dude. There's no pressure on it. There's nothing pushing against it to make it move. It's just a fancy necklace at that point. And I think that's what it really was. It was just a fancy necklace. I think it was just a way to have everyone go, I know who you are. Which I guess you could go worse routes than giraffe lady. I guess you could pick worse things than being known as the giraffe woman. Is that bad? I think about that sometimes. I guess she's not hurting anybody besides herself. I saw some pictures with fucking bruises on her collarbone from those brass rings. Seems aggressive. I don't know. I guess you do you. If you want to be a bear man, go for it. I don't know what that would entail, but go for it, dude. As long as you're not fucking yourself up. If you want to glue a hide to your skin, be my guest. I don't care. And then go on Instagram and become famous off it. Fine, dude. If that makes you money, I guess. I don't know. I say that and I'm like, yeah, fine if that's what you want to do, but still don't do it. There are some things where people are like, yeah, man, as long as you get your bag. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, maybe get a different kind of bag. I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, I'm glad that she came to the conclusion of, I don't want a giraffe neck. I'm glad that there's a person in the world who really wanted a giraffe neck, who then at a certain point was like, you know what? I'm good. You know what? I'm good with just being a person. Rather than a really long-necked human that everyone goes, what the fuck? Why did you do that? And you go, I like giraffes. And everyone goes, okay. I'm glad she's a regular, beautiful lady rather than a beautiful woman who happens to also be a giraffe. All right, that's it for the podcast. The timer just went off. I got to go see fucking Batman in an hour. I'm so goddamn hype. I'll probably talk about it in the next podcast because I hear it's good, dude. I guess we'll see. But anyway, yeah, that's it this week. Sorry it's out so late, but I had to game, dude. And when I say I had to, I don't mean I should have. I mean I had to. But yeah, go get Elden Ring. It's fun. If you want to be a giraffe, don't. But maybe do. But you shouldn't. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. I love you guys. I'll see you next week.
J-A